I know we just read it, but the verses said, "There will be no gloom for those who are in anguish. In the former time he brought into contempt the lands of Zebulun and the lands of Naphtali. But in the latter time he will make glorious the way of the sea, the land beyond the Jordan, Galilee of the nations. The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Those who lived in a land of deep darkness, on them light has shined. You have multiplied exultation. You have increased its joy. They rejoice before you as with joy at the harvest, as people exult when dividing plunder. For the yoke of their burden and the bar across their shoulders, the rod of their oppressor, you have broken, as on the day of Midian." For historical context, just to jump right in, the Bible refers to the lands of Zebulun and Naphtali being in contempt, the people who walked in darkness. Zebulun and Naphtali were two of the 12 tribes of Israel who were allocated land in Galilee, and they were among the first to be conquered by the Assyrians. So in this passage, they serve both as a literal example of an oppressed and weighed down people, but they also represent affliction in a general sense, as people in that time may have felt a heaviness in their minds or hearts at the mention of those names. Sharing news of these cities, Isaiah would have instilled a fear in the hearts of the people, fear that they could be next, causing them to relate to this greater shared despair. There are certainly no shortages of examples of this in our current news cycle. We watch as innocent people are kidnapped or murdered on national TV, with no justice being served over and over, as agents of chaos and death march ever closer towards our own tribe. The rod of the oppressor is upon the multitude, the underserved and overworked and neglected. The bar is across our shoulders, the excluded, the poor, the disabled, the unwell, the lonely. Do you feel a yoke about you? Do you feel the weight of the burdens of others upon your own shoulders? And does it sometimes feel like it's too much to carry? Let me ask you something else. Do you feel the physiological change that just took place in your body after I spoke? Did your shoulders slump? Did you sigh? Did your energy drain? Are you suddenly irritated or sad or angry? Is your brow knotted up? Mine is. We were supposed to talk about laughter today, but there's no situation when people as gloomy as we are, or as frightened as some of our citizens are, or as oppressed as the Israelites were, could possibly be so audacious as to laugh. Why did we laugh at that? Why are we still laughing at that? It was so stupid. It wasn't witty. It certainly wasn't topically appropriate. But we laughed. I think that laughter is our safeguard. It's the brain defending itself from being totally consumed by the darkness. To me, laughter is self-preservation. In a February 2025 interview with John Oliver, 60 Minutes host Bill Whitaker asked the political comedian the question, "You tackle topics, hospice care, bail reform, organ donations. It's not your typical comedy fare." To which Oliver replied, "No. I know those don't sound funny. It's because fundamentally they're not. But there are funny things about how entrenched some of those problems are. And sometimes I think comedy is the best, most illuminating way to talk about them." He's not wrong. Another comedian, the Brit Josie Long, stated in a 2016 interview with BBC concerning political comedy that, quote, "Politics can leave you beleaguered, plagued, miserable. It's that maxim where they say, satire is to afflict the comfortable and comfort the afflicted." I can't recount how many times I just couldn't stand to watch the news again, so I would turn to The Daily Show with Jon Stewart. If you've ever seen the 30-minute comedy show, you may have heard Stewart say his show was a fake. But it really wasn't. It was very impactful to a lot of people. It was a way to watch the news without going to bed in utter despair. I could hear some truth without losing all hope. It was a way to commune with other people, to know I wasn't the only one feeling like I was losing my mind. It was a laughter that kept the darkness at bay. There are times when I feel so absorbed by gloom that the only solution I can think of is to laugh, is to find some sort of happy media to engage in, to watch a comedy or a stand-up special, or to play games with people I know. On a smaller scale, there are times when I make the stupid decision, I know you didn't think I made those, to watch a scary movie alone, and so before bed, I have to watch funny kitten videos for 20 minutes to cleanse my brain palette so my dreams don't turn into nightmares, so that I don't fear the dark. Last night, I came home after a somewhat discouraging evening, and I saw a package on my step, and I knew it was the canned snake, and I just couldn't stay upset. I tried, and to be honest, sometimes we are our own worst enemies. Sometimes we want to luxuriate in the negative emotions, to feel we deserve to get some wear out of our righteous indignations. But after I popped open that can, I mean, all bets were off, really. It's just the stupidest thing. But these are the things that help bring you back to reality. These moments reframe your situation to remind you that the darkness doesn't last forever. Laughter is possible even when you're grappling with dark emotions. Just the other day, I was thinking about how I had always wanted to have kids one day, because that's just about as long as I could handle them. There are countless online studies about the physical and mental health benefits of laughter. Some of these are summed up in a 2025 online article from Science News Today called "Why Laughter is the Best Medicine According to Science." Laughing is a full neurological workout. With new imaging, scientists were able to show that while dogs can't operate MRI machines, cats can. Laughter utilizes thought, emotion, and movement all at the same time. Our good chemicals start flowing, dopamine surges, providing our senses of reward and pleasure. Next, serotonin, controlling our mood stability. Endorphins, which are our body's natural painkillers, flood our system, increasing our sense of well-being. Studies have shown that short bursts of laughter can actually increase our pain threshold. They reduce physical discomfort and can create a sense of euphoria. Oxytocin is stimulated, which deepens our feelings of trust and connection with those around us. Our parasympathetic nervous system is triggered, relaxing our muscles and counteracting any flight or flight response that may have been triggered. Laughter lowers our ultimate nemesis, cortisol, which wreaks havoc on our system during times of stress. We increase our oxygen intake, improving our circulation. Laughter actually causes our body to produce its own immunotherapy, increasing our killer cells that attack viruses and tumors. And due to improved circulation over time, regular laughter may reduce the risk of arteriosclerosis, heart attacks, and strokes. Wow. The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Those who lived in a land of deep darkness, on them a light has shined. Isaiah's message is one of hope. He speaks of people who, already conquered, had been given this good news of an end to a conflict, an end that may even outdate some of the people listening, and still a light begins to shine for them. Isaiah was acting as a torchbearer. Like our Christmas Eve service, one candle, lighting another, each lighting another, and so on, lighting up the darkness one small flame at a time. We are called to do the same when times are dark, or when those we know are in darkness themselves. The Science article also says, quote, "Finding something funny in a difficult situation does not erase the challenge, but it allows the brain to perceive it with less threat and more resilience. This is why people who use humor as a coping strategy often fare better in the face of adversity. They are not ignoring their problems, they are arming themselves with perspective." We talked about a verse recently, and forgive me for not remembering exactly what it was, but basically it was something about God's people were really not doing well, and he commanded them to shine. Perhaps we aren't being asked to be happy, to produce a false sense of contentment within ourselves. Perhaps shine is being used as more of an action verb. We are to shine unto each other, to work to try and spread a little shine to others. Help each other to remember the joy in everyday miracles like blizzards or the color of flowers or the audacity of squirrels. And smile. Smile in recalling better times or speaking of plans to come. And laugh. Laugh at stupid jokes. Remember to be playful, no matter how old you are. Go to the park and play. I threw a boomerang months ago, and now I live in constant fear. Go to funny movies together. Go start a book club with a comedy instead of a murder mystery. Take someone to the carnival or the arcade. I went to the aquarium this weekend. I didn't stay long because there's something fishy about that place. And yeah, you should probably watch John Oliver and Jon Stewart. Basically, laughing is strengthening bonds and renewing hope and spreading light. And as our series states, what can be more spiritual than the pure enjoyment of all that God has gifted us? So I hope you feel a little bit lighter.